Imagine battling an entire species alone. Now imagine that species has the ability to reassemble their bodies in a matter of seconds, regardless of how fatal their wounds might be.
September 25th, 2024. So at this point, SANDEATERS is literally like a garbage prototype. As in, this was just like a college project that I started, and it was literally a clone of like Destiny 2. And because I was doing it for like level design portfolio, alright, whatever. And my friend was like, dude, if you keep doing this crap, like, you're literally not gonna get a job. And I'm like, oh no. Alright, bro. And he just convinced me to just make the crap you want to make, dude. Like, you're sitting here literally just copying another game. You can't even show off your design. Like, all this like BS. Just don't do that. Fuck that. So like, yeah, this is what I started with. Literally looks like Roblox meets fucking Call of Duty. I don't know. I mean, it had a lot of good stuff going for it, admittedly, but like, this was such a fucking problematic project. But there's like so much potential. So even though like it looks like it literally has like all these old mechanics I had from my Destiny project, there's a lot here that was going to be salvaged and like recreated. So the good thing was just like I moved away from the old IP because that was my main goal, and then I just started working on it like hell. And yeah, there's like the quote, it's a lot better compared to the other games you play. Is it just as good? No, not even close. And that's where I was like, all right, we gotta let them cook. So yeah, we'll see what happens in like a 3-week time skip after yeah. And this was like what I kept in mind, just like keep polishing, like literally just keep going as far as you can. That was the main like takeaway, and that helped me a lot because I kind of roadblocked myself with thinking like, oh, it's good enough to get a job, so it should be fine, right? But like, no, games are hella competitive. Everybody knows this shit. You gotta be the best, and like, if you can be better, then be better. Don't like hold your shit back. So yeah, fast forward October 22nd, 2024. I'm like, oh hell yeah, because I basically just got a bunch of assets in order to just make the polish level look higher, and like I literally just worked on all the core stuff. So player mechanics, enemy mechanics, visuals. I mean, that's all the stuff people are gonna see, and like I think subconsciously I already realized like, hey, I could like turn this into a full game. So I just, yeah, kept working on it like that, presentable as soon as possible. That was like my entire mentality. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I started like making levels, just screwed around, made all these like weird enemies. You can see the movements like very similar to the Titanfall, because like I'm a huge Titanfall fan. I mean, I'm not gonna lie about that. Titanfall 2 is like one of, if not the most impactful game I played like growing up. So yeah, I was just like, I want to make this game. The children yearn for Titanfall. Like, I'm part of the same community, but like I have the ability to just like straight up make it. Obviously not to the same like AAA polish, because I don't have hundreds of millions of dollars and a whole team. It's just me. But I mean, I didn't stop me. I mean, this is how far I got in just like a couple weeks. So yeah, basically like that's the scratch I never had itch. Like I can't play Legion, I can't play Ronin again, I can't play like, you know, run around with Devotion, like freaking cross-mapping people with Kraber. Like, yeah, I wanted to scratch that again so you can see like the movement, the gunplay, like all of that is just Titanfall plus Call of Duty plus Doom plus Lost Planet with the enemies and like a bunch of other stuff. There's like the mech. So this was just like a quick prototype. But yeah, like I'm straight up just like, I want to keep doing this, and I know I'm like busting my ass off, but I don't care, because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, if I never make this game, I hopefully get a job out of it, and if I do make this game and it does well, like, well, like what the hell? I get to have my game I want, and hopefully other people do too. Anyways, yeah, it's just I don't know. Games take a long time to make, but I mean, I'm able to work fast, which is like I'm really happy about. But yeah, at this point in the project though, like there still wasn't anything that I would say stood out to me as like, oh, this is like 100% unique. I didn't want it to just be like some generic game, so like I added this new system because I was stubborn and I wanted to have something like quote unquote completely original, even though like in my opinion everything's derivative to some level. So yeah, this is like my kind of response to that like itch I wanted to scratch of like, let's just make something that like no one has done before, at least to this like degree. Like obviously evolving enemies like are a thing in other games, like Evolve, one of my favorite games. And I was like, what if I just like made that mechanic and made it work somehow within my crazy sandbox? And yeah, it actually worked. I mean, visually it still looks a little confusing for some people, and like there is a learning curve, but I mean the good news is like this is super early on and this is a prototype. Like if I haven't said that already, this is like a freaking project prototype. There's all these like turns I could take. I changed the story like 20 times because I mean I didn't know what I wanted yet because the game is like barely made. And yeah, like once I get to December 5th, I'm like literally about to finish my semester. Here's like some footage of like a campaign I tried to make. Never try to solo dev a campaign, it's literally suicide. I spent like, I don't know, in order to get 3 minutes of gameplay, it's like 20 hours of work easily. Anyways, yeah, I don't know. I learned a lot with this project. I just kept working and chipping away at it. Here's like the Thunder Blade, which is obviously just like Ronin plus lightning, because that's fucking badass. But yeah, like this game, I don't know. It went public, and like I made a Steam page, I made a website, I made all this stuff because my friend, she like convinced me, and I was like so freaked out because I don't know, I'm like hyper anxious about this kind of stuff because I'm putting my work out there and like I have no idea how a general audience is gonna like receive it. But yeah, the trailer actually ended up doing like really well. I had like 1,000 views, 90% dislike or like to dislike. Yeah, I was like pretty happy with that. 90 wishes on Steam, and it's just like, yeah, I know like compared to other titles, it's like, oh, it's like nothing. I mean, I see it as a snowball though. This is just like the beginning of something that could be, and like worst case this project like doesn't do well and I drop it, like at least I tried. I could be known as the guy that like tried to make Titanfall 3 by himself. And he's like fresh out of college. But yeah, here's like some gameplay. Audio is like so loud, but I did like overhaul a lot of systems. Like this is just like animations, because that was one of the things that people complained about a lot, was like, oh, the animations and gameplay need polish, and I'm like, all right, say less, I'll like polish that shit. Because I'm not like an animator. I'm not a AAA level full-time animator. Like I've taken a class or two. I mean, you could see all like the procedural ones I did in the gameplay, but yeah, I'm not an animator. So I'm like, that's how I need to look at it now. If like I'm gonna make this a full game, I gotta start like looking for outsourced assets. Here's just like a really quick 20-minute level I made where you're just like running around and attacking stuff, and like this was a like knee-jerk reaction to that campaign I tried to make, because I'm not saying like I'm not gonna try again. It's just I'm not gonna do the type of campaign that I was making, which was like very Call of Duty, very slow, and basically like it didn't provide an experience that was different than like other games on the market. Like I'm not trying to make Call of Duty. I'm not trying to like literally copy Titanfall and make every part of it. This game like plays like Doom plus Ultra Kill plus Titanfall. It's just like a combination, like this like messed up mega combination of games. So yeah, anyways, I mean, you guys can donate if you want. I really like don't care, because I can still make this game with no budget. But if people really, really want to see it, and like, I don't know, right now I'm not working, so I'm able to just like hone away at it every day. Yeah, I should be able to like get pretty far, hopefully, within the next year, and like we'll see how quick I can release it. I don't have any like exact dates, but if people really want a prototype, and I would just see how much attention this project gets, because it would be a lot of work on my end to like push one out and get it on Steam earlier. Obviously, like I do want some feedback, but I think I have enough here to show everyone that like, hey, if you have ideas, just like throw them out, because this isn't like a QA testable, debuggable game at all. This is a prototype, like I've said like 100 times. Yeah, I just want to have like more ideas. Like if people want to see like certain types of weapons or certain types of enemies, I plan on adding all of those things already. I have this extensive list of stupid ideas I come up with before I go to bed or when I'm showering. And then I'm like, okay, could I like throw it in? How long will this take? Blah 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 blah. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff though. You just need to come up with your dumb idea and like tell me. Like, I don't care what it is. Even if you're like, no way. I have like no scope constraints. I have no budget constraints. I have no production constraints. So I could literally just like put in anything. And that is very liberating. Of course, I'm trying to like maintain a AAA style development process. Like, I'm not trying to make this game in the kind of willy-nilly half-assed way. Like, no. If you want to see the extensive documentation, and you're a developer, reach out to me through the email and I can send you that information. But as far as everyone else is concerned, like, I know you guys don't care about that, but anyways, enough rambling. I am just gonna keep working on this project, hopefully push out a video, and I'll just keep like doing shorts, posting on Reddit, like nothing super crazy because I don't want to like waste time marketing when I could just be working on it. At least, well, I shouldn't say wasting time, but I'd rather be working on the project than marketing it, obviously. But that said, like, I guess I do need more eyes on it if I do want it to be a full game, just to like justify the hours I'm sinking into it. So, you know, just share the video. Like I said, I don't expect people to donate. If you can, like, that's awesome. I'll be able to like use that to potentially like buy better assets. That's pretty much it, because literally everything in the game is like free licensed assets. Like, obviously I'm building up a credit list and all that, but I'm just like kit bashing and modifying things in order to have it like cohesively fit my style. And I would say that's how I'm doing like literally everything besides the enemies. The enemies I practically made from scratch. I did start with like some generic model and then I just kit bashed the hell out of it. Like, all the designs are original. Anyways, yeah, that's it. I will hopefully check back in again soon, probably in like 2 months, because that's around when GDC is. So post GDC mortem, we'll see how far I can get on this game. But yeah, I hope you all have a great time and take care wherever you're at. Peace.